So, were you aware that October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month? It's the world's way of honoring and remember the victims and survivors of the very preventable crime of domestic violence. Stay tuned for some information on how to get help if you know someone in need or you're the one that needs it. So here's something that'll sort of get your attention. If you already didn't or weren't aware of this, in the 70s, the response of the crime of domestic violence in the 1970s to early 90s was that of, I always or often refer to it as like putting a shotgun or a band-aid on a shotgun wound. It's it was a their fix all was once if the victim decided to call, they responded. It was like, do you have somewhere to go? Is it this is we're going to separate you guys, and like some magic stuff was going to happen, and everything's going to be fine the next day. Uh, Fast forward to around 94, and of all people, President Bill Clinton signs into law once then Joe Biden's office had drafted the Violence Against Women Act, uh, and he signed it into law in '94, and that basically established, uh, the harsher punishments towards the crimes against the women. Number one, number two, it also established the Office of Violence Against Women, uh, that was fell under the Department of Justice. Monies were set aside so that proper investigations could take place, along with monies could be divvied out through the United States. So uh, on the prosecutorial end, uh, advocacy end, law enforcement end, various things that monies could be divvied out through an application process, and they would it would assist them in focusing more on a problem that was climbing at an alarming rate because of stats. And once the 94 and the laws were enacted, it was things got the stats started coming up where we can see them, and to date, it would absolutely blow your mind. So, stick around for some more information. We're going to kind of make you aware of some statistics that should really get you to thinking, um, and just a few more things. So, I made a few notes on some stats that I really wanted to make you folks aware of. Did you know that on an average, nearly 20 people per minute are physically abused by an intimate partner in the United States? 1 in 4 women and 1 in 9 men experience severe intimate partner physical violence. 1 in 3 women and 1 in 4 men have experienced some form of physical violence by an intimate partner. 1 in 7 women and 1 in 25 men have been injured by an intimate partner. 1 in 10 women have been raped by an intimate partner. And as far as on the male side of that, the data is just not there to pull it in. 1 in 4 women and 1 in 7 men have been victims of severe physical violence, like beatings, burnings, strangling, by an intimate partner in their lifetime. 1 in 7 women, 1 in 18 men have been stalked. Stalking is a crime by an intimate partner during their lifetime, to the point which they felt, that's the best way to put this, fearful, very fearful, or believe that they or someone else close to them would be harmed or killed. Nobody should live like that. Totally preventable. A couple of more stats. The involvement of homicide that links up to the crime of domestic violence. 72% of all murder suicides involve an intimate partner. 94% of the victims of these murder suicides are female. The children and the domestic violence, it's an alarming number here. 1 in 15 children are exposed to intimate partner violence each year. And 90% of these children are eyewitnesses to this violence. They're going to never get this out of their head. Never get it out of their head. The physical and mental impact, the economical impact, these numbers are out of sight. And that's a lot of the reasoning behind he or she, most commonly she, feels like they can't leave because of the way they've been mentally beaten down. I encourage you, and I'm going to try to, in this video, put up the cycle of violence wheel, and it will show you the breakdown of where the relationship starts and how it progresses to the ending of whether one or two things, he or she, most commonly she, gets out of the relationship alive or dies by his or her hands. So anybody that knows me or known me any length of time whatsoever, my favorite color is purple. Coincidentally, that is the color that represents and honors and remembers the victims and survivors of the preventable crime of domestic violence. And a lot of times actually I Googled just a little bit ago, and it makes total sense. Why is purple the color? It was established the Purple Heart is presented to those who have been wounded. Survivors of domestic violence are invariably wounded, both on the physical and emotional realm. So the color represents the courage of the survivor. And I think that's pretty cool, and I really think it's cool because it's my favorite color. People ask me, actually, that didn't even understand why I have a passion about this. Why does it matter? Literally, I can count on one hand that type of question, the amount of times that type of question's been asked me. And, you know, aside that just being so prevalent across the nation, in the world, honestly, some of the most devastating consequences of domestic violence can cross generations of the family. Just, I mean, continuously, and obviously last a lifetime. And if we don't get a grip on it now, when are we going to? Okay, I hope that this has brought up some things that will kind of get the conversation going. I think it's important that if you know someone that is in a situation like this, that you should make someone aware. If you're in that situation yourself, you need to get out. It's that simple. No one should have control over you and your life, and you are worth much more. Numbers that are very important are the Crisis Control Center locally here in Bryan County. They work for a lot of different counties to assist the folks that are victims. 580-924-3030. Easiest way to remember. It's like an old hunting gun. 580-924-3030. The Bryan County Sheriff's Department, 580-924-3000. Calera Police Department, 580-434-7000. And Durant Police Department, 580-924-3737. Again, you don't have to live like this.